Hey guys, what's going on today? Today I'm going to be discussing the newer videos of the backrooms, and I think I've come up with a theory about the origins of the monster and what is actually going on here. So in the backrooms we see, I know there are two entities that we have confirmed. We have the tentacle entity, which was seen in the motion detected video, and secondly we have the more famous bacteria monster entity, which has been seen in Pitfalls, found footage, and found footage 2. So originally the monster was thought to just completely be made of bacteria, but recently after watching found footage 2, I went back and I reviewed some of the footage, and it looks like that I listened very, very closely. And one of the things you can hear is when the monster starts screaming, right after the camera woman goes behind this pillar, the monster it slowly comes up, and she looks her head around, and then the monster screams. But it's not just a normal scream. You can clear it if you listen closely. You can hear the word "run," "now," and "go," which seems surprising why the monster would be telling this girl to run. Well, I think the reason behind this is that the monster, as we look into its lair, it looked like that it had been growing in there. Now, the date on the video says 1995. It's pretty much impossible to know when in the backrooms this happened, because Kane's video was found in 1996. However, the event actually in the backrooms happened in 1991. So we don't know if this is when the event happened, when she no-clipped into the backrooms, or when they found her footage. So, one more thing that we know is that the monster seems to like to say "hey" or "hi," like it's trying to find somebody, and it imitates this one certain character that you can hear really well in Pitfalls. Um, in this, the monster comes up and distracts Marvin E. Lay, an AC employee, or lures him with a human voice, which is very distinct. I think that this was originally the monster may not have actually known Sam in Kane Pixels, which is why you can hear it in the original found footage, in trying to say, "Why are you running? Help! Hey, I can help you. Come back!" And then of course the monster starts roaring and it gives up chase. I think that a victim of the monster, not of the monster, but of the backrooms, was died in the backrooms. So what I think it's the car accident victim, which you see in found footage 2, which would be James Eastman or Margaret Watson. I think it's James Eastman based on the car. And later, the car is very interesting because actually it's one of the only things with the black powder or bacteria or growth mold. I think that upon entering the backrooms, the driver Marvin E. Lay came up and was infected and was injured in the car crash, wandered around away from the car into that one room or house. I don't know what's in the bed. It might be something. There's probably something in there important, but we didn't see it. Um, Dies and eventually starts getting taken over by the mold, and by 1991, so he would have crashed in probably about 89, or he could have even been sent there when the backrooms was first created, which I think happened in 1982 during the prototype. So based on his car, it wouldn't be. It'd probably be there early. I He would have been fully grown, I guess, by then is one way to say it, and which is where you see him. I think Pitfalls first. So you see him in Pitfalls, kind of, trying to figure some things out, and he doesn't really seem to actually chase the ASIC employee Marvin, because Marvin trips, and you'd think that seeing how close he was to where the monster was, that he would have been caught, but instead he obviously the camera cuts and he's back up and running. I think that you don't see the monster charge him. So I think that the monster didn't really know it, or James. didn't actually know he was the monster. So I think eventually he kind of finds out over time. I think with Cain, I think it was kind of where it broke. And the predator kind of took over, which we see him chase Cain and grab him. We also can see in its lair something in the corner decaying, which might be some of its victims. Who knows? It might even be Cain paints. And finally, which leads it to, however, that James's conscience is still not completely taken over by the body or by the monster, and that he still is able to reflect or not and speak out, but he isn't really able to control himself or the actual physical body. However, right after he tells the girl to run, you start hearing the same pitfall screams, and then you kind of start hearing more roaring, kind of, but it doesn't sound like he's chasing, like it's the roaring when you're chasing somebody. It sounds more internal, which I just find very interesting. And so what I'm going to say is that the monster is not the person from I Remember. I think that's either the head of Async or just a high-ranking Async employee. Could be Beck, who knows. As well as, so the monster is James Eastman's dead body and living conscience, which is, the conscience is at conflict with the body and the monster's conscience, and is trying to save its victims before the monster or the body kills them. So that's just one of my theories about what the monster actually is. There's some, if you look closely, there's some other really interesting things about this series. Like you can hear, this one scene in the original found footage, you can hear Minecraft cave ambience. That probably has something. Or it's the fact that the backrooms are like a cave. When you're in Minecraft, you can kind of get lost in a cave. It seems infinite. And you kind of start feeling lonely, on edge. Even if it's in peaceful mode, I've had that happen. And then the final thing is at that same scene when you look out through the window, or when Cain looks out through the window into that kind of courtyard area with the apartments and all the windows. If you look in one of the windows, you can actually see two figures. So I'm gonna want you guys to comment down below, who are those two figures? What is going on there? And yeah, so just remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.